more games remain. 2016 Mediterranean Open. And Matty Marshall here with Nick Sloviak and Shelly Farmer. Right now we're watching the SPL final game between Red Storm Moscow and Russian Legion. So no love lost between these two Russian teams trying to win this tournament here. Moscow Red Legion, big story here in the Millennium Series, choosing to play the SPL this year, and as well as playing the NXL. But they don't have the French players, they don't have Malloy, but they do have Golev, they have Peridny, their longtime captain, and a bunch of the young up-and-coming guys on that squad. Let's see how they do here. Looks like first to strike is Moscow Red Legion. Two bodies here, dropping off early for Red Storm.
Yeah, Red Storm there, looks like they do have Lukashuk. He's making his way over here on the Dorito side, so he used to play for the Russian Legion. He's gonna make a run all the way up to the Dorito 4 and make it, and he might have put a shot at the wall, on the center wall player. He's gotta be careful though, wrapping, as he's exposing himself quite a bit. I don't know if he knows that there's an Aztec player over here.
He does now.
But we're taking a look at the Russian Legion players right now on your screen. See them trying to contain Lukashuk as I don't know how he made it up to the Dorito he's in, as there was a Russian Legion player in that wall posted on him. But the paintball gods have graced him through a gap, and he makes that move.
And he's got a guy right behind him. So Lukashuk is in a really good field position right now. Everybody's worried about him, so that should make it a little easy. Well, and then one of his boys dies on the opposite side of the field, Samoylov. There's a lot of ex-Russian Legion players here on Red Storm. Samoylov, he gets taken out as well, and Lukashuk is in a real bad spot now. It's going to be up to him to try to do something, can't do it, and that is going to be a pretty solid point there for Moscow Red Legion. They shot two bodies pretty much off the break. Lukashuk made a great move up here into D4 and had a back player, but everybody died around him, and he couldn't do anything from that spot at that point. So first point goes to Moscow Red Legion.
This is Smertadov, who played very well in the NXL first event, didn't he, for Red Legion?
Yeah.
A young player.
Yeah, Smotrov, Yonashevsky, these are the younger players that we've started to see get a bunch of spins for Moscow Red Legion in the States and do well for them. They spent the past couple seasons rebuilding, brought the French stars over to help kind of give them some time to bring up the young Russian talent. And I think that, you know, when I was talking to Tim Montresor, who was speaking, who had said he spoke to Kirill. He asked him, hey, why are you guys playing in the Millennium Series in the SPL? And he's like, because we want to give our guys more experience. And because they don't have the French guys now. And so this is a really good chance for these younger guys to get reps, get some confidence, and really try to learn how to play it, you know, at a pretty high level. Yeah,
it's a great resource to use, right? It's right in your back door over here in Europe. It's a good point.
Well, go think about it. When Moscow Red Legion goes to the States and plays in the NXL, really how many points are those guys getting? Not a ton. They're not playing every single point, right? So it's kind of tough to bring your younger guys along if they're not getting reps. You have the confidence in them. I think that may be, you know, like Kirill had told Tim Montresor, yeah, we want to get our guys some reps, get some experience, and so because that increases the longevity of your franchise. Getting those younger players dialed in and at the pro level as quick as possible. So kind of agree with Kirill.
Yeah, throw them to the fire.
If you have the resources, then do it.
That they do. See them on the field right now. 10 seconds before the start of the second point here.
Yep, there's the line out with Golev. Is going to be pushing snake side. And quick check to the myfanwagon.com in the bottom left. Impact still have it a little bit, as we've got the breakout here with Legion, who's pushed up to the center wall. And both teams have all five alive.
That's Kirill Peridny, captain of the team up there in the center.
Yeah, it's going to be a trade out now. Red Moscow and Kirill in the center.
Nope.
Oh, it's going to be a penalty assessed maybe. Yeah, 1 for 1 against Kirill. Must have spanned there in the center.
Takes out Zabara, and it looks like Smotrov's walking off as well. That leaves just Yanishevsky over here in the center, not looking good right now for Moscow Red Legion. We'll see if Red Storm can utilize the advantage they have. No, they throw a body away.
Yeah, as Legion have crossed up.
Yeah, you can see one Legion player there at the top left-hand side of your screen. The other one blocked out by that tall can on the snake side. Looks like there are at least 3 players left alive.
As your
for Red Storm Moscow. You can see a Dorito 1 and a Dorito Aztec. Yeah, possibly a player there in the Snake 1, Shelly.
You can see on your screens right now, you got Moscow, the back, the back line, and Legion on the left there, locked up, shooting both Snake side and Dorito side. It's a 2-on-2 situation, and Russian Legion just need to sit where they are right now as they're in the driving seat, but just over 7 minutes left to go. I'm sure Red Storm will push soon.
Yeah, well, 2-on-2, still some time left.
And there
so
they go.
Yeah, Red Storm just needs to make those moves. You know, there's not a sense, there shouldn't be a sense of desperation yet because they do have some time to work with, though. 2-on-2, they are the ones that are going to need to play the aggressor. But Golev's, he saw a move, so he moved up into that tall stand-up temple there in the center.
Yeah, he's kind of put himself in a close situation there. It's all the Snake player has to do on your screen is get down the field into that next Snake knuckle, and he can really put hurting on his backside. But he is being put in right now or covered. You can see that lane right there that the Russian Legion player is going to be shooting. That's a great shot.
We've seen Kuchigaskev out here before too, so not surprising that he's one of the last 2 players left alive here for Red Storm.
Yeah, he's trying to play every possible angle he can in that bunker, trying to work his way down the field. He stands up to put pressure.
Big kill here for Legion on Dorito's side. It's now 2-on-1 situation.
Yes, Kuchigaskev had gone out of the Snake, then
Yeah.
back into the Snake. He's just wiling out over there on the Snake side of the field.
Making them work for it as Russian Legion push down Dorito's side.
Yeah, Yanuszewski's going to try to get that shot on Kuchigaskev, and he does. So nice work by Yanuszewski over here for Moscow Red Legion, which is going to send that score to 2-0 here with 5 minutes, 54 seconds to go. Nice closeout there from Yanuszewski.
Yeah, 2 points in the bag there for Russian Legion. 6 minutes left to play as we're in the pits with the Russians. I should say the Russians, the Legions, as there's both the Russians here in the SPL final. And the Russians have done very well this weekend after winning the Veterans Cup last night. The over 40s World Cup went to Russia.
Yeah, the Russian team's well represented here throughout the divisions for the first event.
And they also won Open Division 2 with Ultra Moscow. So yeah, the Open Division 2 was won by Ultra Moscow, who beat the Ugly Ducklings here on the CPL earlier today. And in the Division 1, RMG Symphony came out champions after beating 5-star leader. And then after that, we saw the 3rd and 4th matchup with the CPL as Tonton v Heat, with Tonton taking it in the end with 5-3 lead. And now the SPL finals here, Mediterranean Cup live with you. www.gosports.com. Thank you for tuning in, because next up we have the grand final, Edmonton Impact versus the unlikely spot of Breakout Spa.
Yeah, Breakout Spa, what a great story. And you saw it not too long ago on myfanwagon.com in the picks. I mean, it's pretty close. You know, we got Nick up here picking Breakout Spa. I think, you know, I mean, obviously Impact, with the fact they just came off a victory in the States, and they've been doing so well. They won the overall series title last year in the States, and Heat won it over here, and they took 2nd. It's, you know, it's Edmonton Impact we're talking about. But if they come out and even sleep for a second on Breakout Spa, Breakout Spa could definitely win that game. And there is the pick. So Impact still edging out Breakout Spa on the fan picks, myfanwagon.com.
We got a little up and over run. We're looking at Red Legion on your screen. Looks like they have all 5 bodies alive. Some nice moves there on the other side of the field by Red Storm. Up and over move to the Dorito 2, and then a nice delay fill out here to the Dorito corner. 1 player walking off for Red Legion, so a body advantage going to Red Storm Moscow, as they do need to get some points on the board as they're down 2-0 with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in this match.
Well, Samoylev coming up here for Red Storm behind Kuchigaskev over here on the D side of the field, and they have doubled up also Red Storm. So Red Storm has a ton of bodies shading over towards the D side of the field. Samoylev now getting up there into that center. A little bit repositions Kuchigaskev. Now Samoylev's going to go to the center completely. Lukashuk bumps over. So now a little bit better crossfield spread for Red Storm. Kuchigaskev needs to get up here on the D side of the field.
It's a great shot through the crack there of the wall to get the Russian Legion player at the back.
Yeah, now Kuchigaskev in the 40-yard line. He's really going to be help out Samoylov there in the center. And you can see there's the back line here for Moscow Red Legion, just trying to, you know, keep the attack from Red Storm. Kuchikazev more honest on this D side, but they haven't been able to do it yet here in this point. There's another kill for Kuchikazev. And there, did he get another one?
He's about to.
Yeah. And so nice work by Samoylov and Kuchikazev over here on the D side of the field and in that center for Red Storm to stay in this match with 4 minutes and 18 seconds to go.
Yeah, the ref just checking him over to make sure he's clean, a little spin. It's quite difficult jerseys really to see the shots, but there we go, he's clean. And a point on the board for Red Storm.
Yeah, so Red Storm doing what they need to do. Get a point on the board there. Solid point. I think they won that. Looks like 5 bodies alive. But yeah, good tag team work by Samoylov and Kucha. You gotta say that for me one more time, Maddie.
Yeah, Matty's very good at saying the surnames.
Well,
very good.
I could pick it up good if I hear the name a lot, but we actually saw Red Storm for 2 seasons in the NXL.
Yeah.
And now seeing these guys out here, I was kind of very familiar with Red Storm, but I didn't know if they had a lot of the same guys. They're pretty much all the same guys, and some of those guys used to play for Moscow Red Legion back in the day too. Lukashuk, he used to play for them, and if there's Russian fans out there listening, I do apologize. I still am butchering these names a little bit, but that is how we had learned to say them. And
hey, I still even butcher English names, so there you go.
But yeah, Red Storm had played in the States when we had the champs in the Challengers division, and one of those teams that was in the Challengers division trying to work their way up and came over and played a couple seasons. It was cool to see them make the move. But yeah, so I kind of see why these are the 2 teams that we have here in the SPL finals. It makes a lot of sense. A lot of veteran experience out there. In fact, you could make a strong argument that there's actually more veteran experience on Red Storm side than there is on Moscow Red Legion side, because other than Golev and Peridny, they don't have the rest of their veterans over there on Moscow Red Legion side. It's a bunch of these younger kids. Smotrov, Yanishevsky, those are the kids that they're trying to bring up. Whereas Red Storm, a lot of those guys, they've been playing for a long time at very high levels of paintball. So it would not surprise me if they came back and won this game, to be honest. So but this is why Red Legion came to play in the SPL here at the Millennium, to get their younger guys the experience against a team that I'm sure they probably could practice against on a regular basis. They probably do play them all the time. So a little bit of a Moscow grudge match right here.
Yeah. Probably thinking to themselves, really? We're playing you guys? Oh, man. So a a Red Storm Moscow player trips over a ref. I think he might have kicked him in the head while trying to make him move up to the wall.
Yeah, I think
I
think the ref's out cold in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he's definitely holding his head.
Yeah.
So
Zebra crossing going on right now.
The Red Storm player had to dip out, and he makes it to that Snake Tower. You can see, though, Krill Peridny, number 75, for Red Legion up there at the wall. So that wall's doubled up. Let's see if Krill's going to go around. He might have that spider sense going off that, hey, there's someone on the other side of him.
I think this is Zabara over here, yeah, on the D side of the field right now, making moves for Moscow Red Legion. Oh, looks like he might have shot the player for Red Storm on the overslide. The referee in there checking him out. And on your screen, you're looking at Moscow Red Legion trying to push up the field on that snake side. You can see they're repositioning, gets up on one knee. And looks like, yeah, Zabara was not able to get that shot. I thought he shot the player over there on the back corner bunker on the D side of the field.
Yeah, so elimination for each team.
And now the positions that they're in on the field, they're having to play extremely tight because they're either got a gun battle, which they don't want to do because they don't want to take the risk, or play as nice and tight as they can and use their teammates across field to get the shots.
Yeah, and one of the players running over to Jabba, the head ref, arguing about something. We'll see if anything comes of that.
So this point here slowing down a little bit with 2 minutes and 41 seconds to go. Only 1 point separates these teams, and the body count's pretty even, but better field position here for Moscow Red Legion. D side is Zabara is still up here in D4 and has 3 bodies with them, but they're in the center and on that snake side of the field, and they don't have good field position on that snake side. You can see we're looking over the shoulder right now of Red Storm Moscow. Here you can see he's going back and forth between shooting down the sideline and shooting in that center, trying to find out which is that better shot, and also probably needs to start looking at that clock and realize that they're still losing this game here.
The time is clocking in as we're moving down to, it's just slightly off here on your clock on your screens. It's about 2 minutes 6 seconds now.
A big move right now into the snake for Red Storm.
And He's going to go. Yeah, he's looking to go into the tall tower on Snake side, posting up on Snake 3. He's asking for a call. There's only, if anything's showing right now, it's the tips of barrels and shoelaces, because everything's pretty tight for Russian Legion.
Better tie them shoelaces up then.
Yeah,
oh yeah, tuck him in.
There's Galka, who's in the Snake, another longtime Red Storm player. And Galka, I think he understands what, yeah, because you can see him popping over the top right there. They're just trying to create a quick opportunity for themselves, maybe get a kill to make it a little easier before they absolutely have to commit to the attack. Zabaro knows the deal here, and he is just watching that inside, knowing that guys are watching in front of him. That is the textbook play there. You get a guy really far up, have him watch the bigger angle, which is the angle crossfield, and then have another player watch in front of him. Red Storm backing way up off that bunker. 60 seconds to go here.
Oh, there's a big kill there for Red Storm as they take out the Russian Legion player at the tall tower. Just leaves 2 Russian Legion left alive. 3, apologies. They're locking up Dorito's side and a player at the can Snake side.
Yeah, so there you go. Good move now. Recognition by the Red Storm player. As you can see, 2 of them on your screen to get down. And they do get a kill on Golov.
Ooh,
So here's a move on the Dorito side that's about to develop here. As it looks like Lukashuk is just creeping around.
Yeah, Lukashuk takes out Zabara, and there's Galka to get the kill, and I think Galka's going to be able to get tie it up with about 19 seconds. Hey, this is what I was saying when I was talking about Red Storm and their experience.
Yeah,
that was some experience we just saw right there. That was beautiful work by pretty much across the board. We saw Lukashuk, Galka over there on the Snake side of the field. Not only did they get out wide and spread the field calm and composed, but when they had to close in, going into the crossed up guns of Moscow Red Legion, they did it efficiently. They were able to get that point, and also at 19 seconds, they did it in enough time to tie it up to pretty much almost force an overtime point, because we have seen a 19-second point. We've seen another couple points that were pretty close to 19 seconds, but again, really rare. We've seen dozens and dozens and dozens of points so far this weekend, and only a few that have taken place in that amount of time. Most likely going to see an overtime period here, but great job by Red Storm to keep it close, tied up.
Yeah, I don't think either team, Maddie or Shelly, are going to want to risk doing anything too crazy to, lose a point in 19 seconds. Again, if you do, to cost you the SPL, finals here, that's going to be another haunting match,
Yeah.
It's going to come back to get you. So I don't see anything crazy happening unless, of course, a player does get shot and draws, 1-for-1 or a major penalty to blow open a side. Maybe you might see someone try and run the length of the field. But again, I have to agree with you, Maddie. 19 seconds left in this match. More than likely, we're going to get an overtime, which, hey, that's the kind of paintball you want to see on Sunday. It makes it great.
Yeah, overtime matches earlier on in the day with this CPL quarterfinals.
So there they come out, ready to play this next point. Red Storm.
So with this quarterfinals earlier on, just make sure you're always going to be online with GoSports.com. You can always look at them after this match.
I don't
over
see
the weekend.
Yeah, you can definitely always go back, watch the stuff on demand. I don't see Lukashuk out there for Red Storm.
I think he's on the far end of that. The orangish goggles there at the very top of the screen.
Well, there's Jan Samoylov, Skolov.
9? Yeah, number 69.
Okay.
Orange.
The only guy not showing us his back right now.
Yeah, orange and blue.
Yeah, that is
LB1.
On the breakout here, it's going to take quite the catastrophic deaths off the break in order for this point to be won in this amount of time.
And Lukashuk just gets taken at the back there as Russian Legion come out strong. They really want the point. The Snake player gets clipped, pushing a Snake 3, and they also have Dorito 50 and the 50 center, but that's a game. And no points scored. It'll go over to overtime, 5 minutes. And the team to win the next point will win the finals here for the SPL Division Mediterranean Cup.
I'll tell you what, to speak on Red Storm here for a second, seeing them come in play over in the States a few years ago, they've improved a lot. I just watching this game right here that they're playing against Moscow Red Legion, they didn't seem to have the timing that I saw in that closeout point in order to tie it up. Didn't really ever see that displayed too much. And you know, also with Moscow Red Legion, these younger players, again, I really like their decision to come and play in the SPL. You can't just walk into the CPL in the Millennium. So a lot of people may be watching from the States if you're tuning in with us here at GoSports.com and kind of wondering, well, why is Moscow Red Legion playing in the semi-pro division? Because you can't just get into the pro division here. You have to earn your right to play in the CPL by winning and being one of the top teams of the SPL, so you get promoted up, and then the bottom teams in the CPL get relegated down. So there's your explanation as to why Moscow Red Legion is not up in the CPL. And also, Moscow Red Legion hasn't been playing in the Millennium Series very much. They'd have players come over and guest, but they had totally focused on playing the professional leagues in the States pretty much since their inception. And so they decided to do this now because they really want to get these younger guys up to speed. They want to get them the reps and get them ready to go, so then it's going to help them out when they go and try to win in the NXL.
Totally right, Matty. And in the Millennium Series, these divisions are locked as well. So the CPL, SPL, and Division 1 are locked for the whole season, so that you don't go up and down each event. So what Russian Legion are looking to do is to get a result like this each event, and then hopefully get the promotion for CPL next season.
Well, the future bodes well for them here in the Millennium Series. It's not surprising. You know, we're talking about Moscow Red Legion, one of the most legendary pro teams in existence today, when they've won multiple world titles throughout their years. But the past few seasons have been a rebuild for them. Because a lot of the players that they groomed and helped them win those titles now play for different teams. So, and also, is there, I'm not actually sure on this rule, Shelley, maybe you can help me out with this. Is there a limit to how many CPL players you can have on an SPL team, or how does that work?
It's usually on the roster sheets here for Millennium's always been 10, and that usually includes a coach as well. So 10 plus 3 pit crew.
No, but can you have, you know, so for instance, some people might be like, even though we just explained why, because you can't just walk into the CPL.
Yeah.
But, you know, is there a limit to how many, you know, I want to say like pro players you can
Ranked
have?
players.
Like ranked players that are ranked in the Millennium Series?
I believe in the SPL it's only 2 pro players can be. So if you're ranked pro in the if you're a CPL player, say, I mean, if you were ranked pro last year, I believe you can only have 2 of those players in the SPL. I believe. I remember the first time I came and played over in the Millennium, I played in the SPL, and I was ranked pro. It was Bobby Aviles and myself. We could not have any other pro players playing with us.
Yeah, that is quite correct, because Manchester Firm last year only had 2 players from Infamous, whereas this year they've got more because they're now in CPL.
Well, we're in the overtime point right now, so 5 minutes on the clock, all tied up at 2, and looks like a body drop in here early. That was for Red Storm. So Red Storm now with only 4 players alive. Red Legion, though, with 5.
Yeah, it's stalemate now. No one wanted to make that move, that risky move. But Russian Legion do it first to push to Dorito 1 because no one was shooting Dorito side. They've only got the lanes locked up to prevent the player in Dorito 3 moving up the field for Russian Legion. So Russian Legion have the better positions on the field right now.
Yeah, really surprised that Red Storm didn't try to take the center off the break. They did try to take the snake, but that's where they lost their player. You can see there on your screen, Russian Legion player up there shooting on the snake side, where they did get an elimination on the break. So again, 5 players alive for Russian Legion on your screen, only 4 for Red Storm Moscow.
And not a lot of movement so far, particularly from Red Storm, because as soon as they lost that body, they're still doubled up. You can see there on your screen here as our camera got shot, so it's a little blurry right now, but they're doubling up. Lukashuk not progressing up this D side. Content, notice number 69 right there. Content, there's the better angle. Content to just kind of sit there and try to control those lanes. But much better field position for Moscow. I mean, they have 2 bodies out here on this D side of the field, and you know, they really got to give them, not only because they have the advantage on bodies, but because they're out wide, and we've seen how much production, how many kills have come off this D side, that they're in a really good spot to win this game right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They're controlling the pace of this game. You know, they are up that body, as you said. And, you know, when it comes down to it.
Oh, they just threw a body away.
Yeah, they did.
And the advantage.
Still though in good field position.
That was Yanishevsky. So those are the decisions that they need to start seeing better decisions from guys like Yanishevsky. we're in overtime, you're in the crucial spot, you lose a gunfight out of your position, that's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen, but you want to decrease those instances to as little as possible, because now it's 4-on-4. And that allows Lukashuk to get out, as I think that's Kirill. Is that Kirill in there?
Looks like Kirill in the
Yeah,
center
that
wall.
is.
Yeah.
No, Kirill's actually coming down the D side right now, I think.
Oh, yes, he is. Look how similar they look.
Yeah, I say, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know which one's which. Let's see if you can see the bat. That does look like Kirill. I see a 5.
Well, he's number 75.
Yeah, I see a 5 on the back of the Dorito player's jersey over here.
Yeah, he's got 75 on his arm from here. I can see it. Yeah, it's Kirill Pridney there in D5. Past the 50-yard line, and there is the player up there in the center 50.
So just now under 2 minutes to play in this overtime point for the SPL finals.
And there's your the back line for Red Storm. Still 4 players alive for them. You can see Lukashuk in D1 was able to get out wide because they had killed Yanushevsky. So now just a minute and 45 seconds left to go.
With Russian Legion with the better field position, which means they're going to win. That's the new rule now. Is that right, Matty? It becomes the end of the overtime point. It's the team with the better field position.
And right now it's Kirill. It goes to body count first, then field position. And since if it does end, but I mean the chances that this is going to be it, I think are almost 0. I think there's definitely going to be some moves made. And here goes Kirill. Nice work by Kirill. He's in real good field position. He just needs to stay alive in here. They got to watch over him. Lukashuk is really close.
Yeah, Kirill putting himself in a position now to draw Lukashuk out. And we'll see what happens there.
So there's Lukashuk. Lukashuk's looking crossfield, talking it up. Now they've doubled up that back buckle right behind him. But at a certain point here, now under a minute to go, there goes, somebody's got to launch. Somebody from Red Storm has to launch forward.
Oh, what a move by the Red Storm player to come inside to the mini W and get that shot on Kirill.
That's Samoylov. So Samoylov now, number 23, there goes up. There's Galk on your screen. And another body, it's Golev. So the 2 veterans dropping the ball for Moscow Red Legion to Kirill Pridney and Dennis Golev. And then Zabara in the center gets smoked down there by Samoylov. And here comes Red Storm, who have now cleared the field of Moscow Red Legion players. And they are going to be the winners here. Come from behind victory for Red Storm Moscow. And you can see there Lukashuk stoked to defeat his former team in Moscow Red Legion. Yeah, congratulations, Red Storm Moscow, our winners here in the SPL.